today we're going to dive into what might just be the single most powerful feature on your Synology NAS. And you know what? It's one that way too many people just ignore. I'm talking about snapshots. If your device supports it, trust me, this is something you absolutely should be using. I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that horrible sinking feeling in your stomach when you realize you just deleted the wrong file or maybe saved over an important document. It's the worst. But what if you could just roll back the clock? Well, that is exactly what snapshots let you do. You can really think of them as a time machine for your data. It's this incredible safety net that protects you from all kinds of digital disasters, whether they're big or small. And just look at what this covers. We're talking way beyond just getting back a file you accidentally trashed. This is a shield against the really catastrophic stuff, like a ransomware attack that encrypts your entire life's work. It's genuine peace of mind, just running quietly there in the background. So what it's really doing is letting you restore entire shared folders back to a previous point in time, and it does it almost instantly. It is the ultimate undo button for your most important data. Now, you're probably thinking this must use a ton of storage space, right? But the reality is, it's surprisingly efficient. So let's peek under the hood and see the clever technology that makes this all possible. Okay, so here's the magic, and it's all thanks to the BTRFS file system. See, instead of wastefully copying all of your data every single time, a snapshot uses what's called a copy-on-write principle. That means it only records the changes, or deltas. So when you edit a file, the system writes the new data to a new block, and the snapshot just keeps a pointer to the old original one. It's an incredibly lightweight way to do things. You know, one of the best ways to get your head around this is with a simple comparison. Think of them just like the recycling bin on your computer, but way better. This is especially true for how they handle storage. When you delete a file, that space isn't actually freed up until the very last snapshot holding onto that file is also deleted. And here's exactly why it's so much better. Your PC's recycling bin, it only helps if you delete something. But what if you just saved a bad edit to a massive spreadsheet? A snapshot lets you recover the previous version of that file. It protects you against unwanted changes, not just deletions, and that is a massive, massive advantage. All right, so how do you get this thing up and running? Well, the setup is pretty straightforward, but there are a couple of key details you'll want to get right from the very beginning to make sure performance is perfect. First things first, the requirements. Snapshots are a feature of the BTRFS file system. That means you'll need a Synology model that supports it. Most of the modern Plus series and up will do the trick. Now, if your volume is formatted as ext4, you unfortunately can't just flip a switch. It actually requires a full backup and reformat. Before you even create your first schedule, here's a pro tip that will make a real difference. Go into your storage manager, into your volume settings, and turn off Record File Access Time. Why? Well, because otherwise, just opening a file counts as a change, which creates all this tiny useless snapshot data. For almost everybody, turning this off is a super simple way to boost performance. Okay, with that little optimization out of the way, we get to the real heart of it, defining your safety net. This is where you get to decide how often you're going to take snapshots and how long you need to keep them around. The first question you have to ask yourself is this: how much work are you willing to lose? For, let's say, a busy office shared folder, you might want snapshots every 5 or 15 minutes. But for a personal photo archive that you only add to once in a while, once a day is probably more than enough. And the second big question is about retention. This is what determines how far back in time your time machine can actually go. It's a bit of a balancing act. Keeping snapshots for longer gives you more protection, but it also means it takes longer to get your disk space back from files you've deleted. Really, the smartest way to do this is with a tiered policy, kind of like this one. The logic is simple. You keep lots of very recent snapshots so you can recover from those immediate oops mistakes, and then you keep progressively fewer older ones for that long-term protection. For most home users, a mix of daily and weekly snapshots is a fantastic, balanced setup. So the setup is done. Now what happens when you actually need it? Let's walk through how you recover your data. Everything from a single lost file to a total folder disaster. Okay, this is the most common one. You didn't have a catastrophe, you just made a simple mistake, and you need to get one file back. The solution for this is just so elegant. With a single checkbox in the settings, you can make all the snapshots visible as a special read-only folder. This empowers any user to simply browse back in time, find the exact file they need, and just copy it back. No admin, no help desk ticket. It's true self-service data recovery. But What about the big one, the disaster scenario where an entire folder is compromised, encrypted by ransomware, and basically held hostage? This right here is the admin's superpower. In the Snapshot tool, you simply select the compromised folder, choose the last known good snapshot from right before the attack, and hit Restore. It's a really decisive action. It overwrites all the encrypted junk. And just like that, you're back online in minutes, without paying the criminals a single dime. Before we wrap up, there are a couple of final, really crucial points to understand. And the last one is honestly probably the most important of all, because it's about what snapshots are not. If you take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this: a snapshot is not a backup. I'll say it again, it is not a backup. It's an amazing tool for quick recovery, but it is absolutely not a substitute for a true backup strategy. Let's be crystal clear on why. Your snapshots are stored on the very same NAS, on the very same drives as your original data. So if your house has a fire, or if your NAS gets stolen, or if multiple drives fail at once, both your data and your snapshots are gone. A real backup follows that 3-2-1 rule. 3 copies of your data on 2 different types of media, with one of them stored off-site. Look, snapshots are an incredible first line of defense. They offer real peace of mind and protection from countless digital headaches. Honestly, every single Synology owner who's got a compatible device should set them up today. So the only question left is, what's the first critical folder you're going to protect?